I want to start this video by doing something different. I want to ask you a question before I say anything or play a single note on this guitar in the demo. When you look at this guitar, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is there a specific style of music that you associate with it, or is there a certain type of player that you think might gravitate towards it? After spending a lot of time with this guitar and really getting to know it, I feel like I have my answer to both of those questions that I want to share with you towards the end. But before that, I definitely want to hear your input. So if you want to leave a comment before we go any further, I'd love to hear your opinion. I also feel it's important that I clarify that this video is technically sponsored content. However, it's not by PRS and I don't get to keep this guitar. I'm able to make this because Zounds, one of the best online retailers for musical instruments in the USA, were kind enough to lend me this so that I can make this video for you all. If you're interested in anything from a set of strings, a pedal, an amp, or a guitar, click on the link in the description. You can check out one of these things, and anything that you click and you buy from there directly supports me and continues to make more videos like this possible from Zounds. One of the reasons I've always been drawn to this model is because I love the design. It's so simple and it's so comfortable to play, but there have been some key upgrades that I want to point out. In the neck position, you have an American-made narrow-field pickup, and in the bridge pickup, you have a DS01. This is splittable via a push-pull tone control pot, so you can get a variety of different sounds between the two. The rest of the electronics are also American spec now: the volume control, the tone control, and the three-way toggle switch. One thing that hasn't changed, and I'm very happy about this, is the neck profile. It still has the pattern regular. At the first fret, it is 0.83, and at the 12th fret, it measured to 0.93. So it's a really comfortable neck. They did, however, change the inlays. Previous models came with dots. These ones have the bird inlays, which are kind of the hallmark of Paul Reed Smith guitars, but honestly, I think they should have left them the same. A big upgrade, though, is something that you're not going to notice until you actually use the guitar, because in practice, these feel fantastic, are the tuners. These are the Phase 3 open back tuners. Now, some people might gripe that these are not the locking versions of those, but they feel so good. This guitar holds tunes so well, and I just think it's a really nice touch of an upgrade from PRS. Finally, the Velas are known for being notoriously lightweight, which is a huge pro to a lot of offset players, and this one's no different. 5 pounds, 13 ounces, so it's an absolute feather whether you're sitting or you're standing up and playing a long gig. That's enough yapping though. Let's hear what this thing sounds like, starting off by using the Dr.Z Z Plus combo. Tired of asking Zounds if I could borrow this guitar to make this video for you guys, I decided I wanted to see what other people who had experience with the new model thought about it. So I went online, I checked out some forum posts, and I read some reviews. A lot of people love this instrument, and rightfully so, for reasons that I'm going to get into momentarily, but I did see one common complaint from a few people that didn't love it as much, and it had to do with the electronics. They felt like it was kind of a stale tone. It didn't really have this unique voice to it, and I couldn't disagree with that more, having played with it. The thing to me is, when you look at this guitar, you kind of have a Tele-style bridge with the brass saddles, although the pickup's not mounted inside of it, obviously, because it's a humbucker. And then you have not quite a single coil. It is not a single coil pickup. It's a narrow field humbucker in the neck position. This combination results in something so different to me, and I can see why some people may not love it, but as somebody who loves to play with a lot of dynamics, I alter how hard I'm hitting the strings with my right hand. This guitar is incredible in that sense. Whether I'm playing with a lot of dirt on it, it cleans up really well, or if I just want to add a little bit of nuance over some clean tones with a bit of reverb, it's just so responsive, and it's really rewarding instrument to play. But sounds are not the end all. I could fill this room with all the greatest guitar players in the world and all the greatest vintage amplifiers, and we could compare whatever, and we could throw on the EQ, and we could make pretty much anything from a $100 guitar up to a $100,000 guitar sound somewhat comparable, and especially in the right player's hands, you know, it is what it is. A lot of this is coming from here, not from here. But with that being said, the thing that you don't get with a lot of these sorts of promotional videos is a lot of focus on the actual feel of the instrument. And this is where I'm going to tie things back together from the beginning, where I asked you the question of who did you think that this guitar would be a really good fit for. I already mentioned the dynamic sorts of players, and I truly am going to stand by that one. But the one that surprised me immediately that I thought of is somebody else. When you sit with this guitar, the scale length is the same 25, but the neck sits closer to you just because of the body design with the offset. So it's a really compact experience. It feels like an extension of your body, and it's just really unique. The tension on the strings is really, really loose compared to some other guitars. Now, what guitar players would absolutely love this? People that play something like this. A short scale Fender. One thing that I see a lot of people that play these guitars complain about on a regular basis, they want a bigger sounding bridge pickup. You got one right there with the Vela, because it's got a humbucker. You don't have to mangle a classic offset in order to get those sorts of sounds. The second thing is the weight issue. These guitars can be a little bit heavy because you got a whole lot of hardware going on. Granted, you do get a vibrato with this sort of model. You don't get one with the Vela, which is somewhat unfortunate, and I wish if anybody from PRS sees this, please introduce a model that has a vibrato. I guarantee you will have a lot more people interested in it. It's just a really, really good guitar, and it's like these two complement each other in such a great way. Unfortunately, though, this is the second PRS guitar in a row that I've had electrical issues with. On this guitar, I don't know how much of this is going to translate, because when I do the demo sections, you don't often see me switch between the pickups, but the three-way selector, super loud, super, super loud. I wish that this was a little bit of a better unit. And then the actual volume control, it just feels a little bit flimsy, and it was a little bit staticky. Nothing a little bit of deoxy can't fix, but I kind of expect more from a brand like Paul Reed Smith. But that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave any questions, comments, or concerns in the comment section down below. For further information on the PRS S2 Vela semi-hollow, go check out Zounds. The link is in the description, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.